Today I want to talk to you about rate of change remix worksheets. I'm going to go ahead and do one from each category. So the first category I want to talk about is tables. I'm going to go ahead and do number 4 with you. So this is a table. If I want to find the rate of change for a table, I know that I have to find delta y over delta x. Delta y means the change in y, and delta x means the change in x. So first I have to go ahead and make columns next to x. So next to x, I'm going to write delta x. Next to y, I'm going to write delta y. Okay. What is happening right here? If I'm going from -6 to -2, are we getting closer to 0? Yes, we're moving closer to 0. So in order to get from -6 to -2, I'm going to have to add 4. Now on this side over here, when I'm going from 6 to 2, I obviously know I'm getting smaller, so I'm subtracting 4. Okay, so now I have found the change in y, and I've also found the change in x. So I'm going to just come right down here. I'm going to write what I know. I know that delta y divided by delta x gives me my rate of change. So under what column did I find delta y? I found it right here. So this is going to be -4, and then delta x is going to be +4. So I know that I'm going to simplify this. So it's going to simplify to -1. And I know that that is my rate of change. So I'm going to write rock here, rate of change, which is -1. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go to the graph. I'm going to go ahead and let's go to number 6. So what I talked to you about with you in class is that if we have rate of change, we can find it from a table, but how can we find it if we have a graph? And I know that if I'm in a graph situation, I can go ahead and make a table. So next to this one here, I'm going to make a table. Okay, I know that when I make a table, I know x and y and how to label that. I also know that it goes to the origin, so I can put a dot here, and that goes through 0, 0. And the second dot, if you see it up here, we have a point plotted on this graph. Where is this? So I know that in order to get here, I have to start off going from, I have to find what number it goes with on the x-axis. So I obviously know it meets up at 1, and then obviously I'm going up, so it's a positive amount, so it's +3. So my next is, I'm going to go ahead and put 1, 3, which is my coordinate pair here. And we're going to go ahead and do exactly what we did before. We're going to put x and we're going to put y. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, we're going from 0 to 1, so what's changing? We're adding 1. We're going from 0 to 3, we're adding 3. So this is going to be delta x, and this is delta y. Okay, so delta y divided by delta x gives me my rate of change. So I know that delta y here is 3, and I know that delta x is 1. So obviously this simplifies to being 3. So my rate of change for this graph is going to be 3. Okay, so now I've showed you with a table. We've looked at a table. We've also looked at a graph. Let's look at it in terms of an equation. So on number 10 it says y equals 7x. How do I know the rate of change? And what I've always told you is that if you look at the number in front of x, that is the rate of change. So in this situation, my rate of change is 7. So I'm going to go ahead and say rate of change equals 7. Okay? I'm not doing any work. I just know that it's the number in front of x. The last thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about scenarios. So let's go ahead and look at number 14. And number 14 says Travis runs a 5K at a pace of 6 miles per hour. So in our ISN, we were looking at keywords that would help us, and one of those words was going to be per hour. Okay, so if I were to write a situation here, I would, if I was to write an equation to match this, it would be y equals 6h, or you could say 6x, that's fine, but you know that 6 per hour, so 6 times each hour. So in this situation here, it's much like what we did up here up at 10. We know that the number in front of x or h is going to be my rate of change. So I know that my rate of change is equal to 6. So now we have gone about finding rate of change from a table, a graph, an equation, and a scenario. You have the rest to do for homework.